Oh, wow. Just straight up hit record. All right.
Oh, we're live.
This microphone looks like a dick. Other direction.
I put on the Ramblecast. I was feeling about a half-past dead. I just need a place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand. No was all he said. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And you put the load right on me. There you go.
That was a great song. I wasn't laughing at you, Nick. I was laughing at the private chat comment.
What do we have?
It's always good to start off this.
It's a great fucking song.
It is.
Yeah.
I get to see it live like twice this year by the Grateful Dead, actually.
Oh,
And
nice.
It was fucking awesome.
Well, he died today, so that's why I played it.
Who died today?
Robbie Robertson.
Really?
No way!
Get the fuck out of here.
80 years old.
Wow.
No,
Holy shit.
that's still kind of young, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Considering that's like 19 years away from me. It's like, so. that's kind of young.
Start counting down the years, and you're like, wait, 20 years goes pretty quick.
It does.
All right, Matt Tree, you stuck it. I played the night they drove Dixie down next week for you. Yeah.
That was a Saturday Night Live routine one time. They did that song in a bar. I can't remember what it's about, but I remember the song.
Well, I just love like how songs are written, and like that song in particular, he came up with that, the intro, that guitar pick part, and he actually dropped his pick in the, the hole of the guitar, and when he looked in it, it said made in Nazareth, and so that's why he chose that.
No
That-
shit.
name.
The guitar or the pick was made.
The guitar.
Okay.
And so, but then it's like one of those things where it has a duality, of like Mother Mary comes to me. It's like Paul meant literally his Mother Mary, but it also works in a biblical sense, the same as Zoe Nazareth works in those same things as well. So it's a neat how songs are written.
Yeah, I like it.
Very cool.
Yeah. Speaking of music, I didn't finish it yet, but I know Matt would probably get a kick out of it. It's a documentary on Apple. You can rent it or buy it, and it's called, I think, "Making the Circle Square" or "Making the Square Circle," and it's about Hypnosis, the famous art studio that made all the famous album covers the late '60s and '70s.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty neat so far. They made all of Pink Floyd's album covers. They made Band on the Run. They made a lot of 10cc. They made tons. Led Zeppelin. They made tons of album covers.
Cool.
Back when it was considered to be an art form. To make an album cover.
That's cool.
And now just say fuck.
What is the name of the documentary?
Like I said, it's either Making the Circle Square or Making the Square Circle. But it's on Apple. It's on Apple. But
right.
you have to rent it or buy it. You can't. It's not.
Oh,
free,
okay. It's one of those.
Yeah,
One of
'cause
those.
I think it's brand new. Like,
Okay.
So it's not on Apple. It's on.
It's on any.
It's on Apple. Yeah, you
on
can look it up on Apple,
But,
and just
but you have to
but you
rent
have
it.
to
Or, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know Apple did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can rent or buy.
Oh, I
TV
thought
shows
if it was on Apple, it'd be free. You're talking. I'm thinking Apple.
He's just
TV.
saying Apple, not Apple Plus.
Oh, that's where I was getting.
Yeah,
confused.
you gotta forget the plus sign. See,
I know,
you didn't know there was math involved, but
No, no
now
one told me
TV
there'd be.
shows and
I
companies
was told there'd be
have
no math.
plus sign.
Exactly.
Squaring
But
the
you can.
circle.
Squaring the circle. Yeah.
Squaring the circle. Okay.
I did have a question for Matt before I forget. I asked
Oh.
a question on your TikTok channel, but you didn't answer me. The Grand Canyon one, was that from memory or did you?
No,
have a
I I have a couple other sketches that I did from memory, but I didn't do that one from memory. I had a source imagery for that one.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
usually don't.
okay.
I usually don't use source imagery. Most of the stuff's from my mind, but that one and the one from the Salt Flats were from photographs I had taken. So
Okay.
it's the same day and time. That so
Well, I'm glad you're honest because now I have to go take my like off.
okay. I'm not one of those savants that I see something and I can.
I was just like,
copy
I
it
go, fuck, did he do this from memory? I go,
No, actually,
I mean,
now,
it's a
the
great
one of
draw.
the-
I mean, I'm kidding. It's a great drawing. But
Well,
it's just
thanks. The Grand Canyon drawing though took me several sessions as well. Like some drawings, I'll sit down and I'll give myself a block of time, like 3 hours is a good session for me. And then if I can, usually at the end of 3 hours or 2.5 hours, I feel like it's incomplete, like it needs another level. But sometimes in some of the more recent ones that I'll be publishing in the next couple of weeks, I try to sit down and just kind of get it all out at once. But the Grand Canyon one, I definitely took time, and I'd actually specifically layered out the colors too. I knew how the colors were going to go so that I myself, because the Grand Canyon is just so complex. So as a visual artist, I'm breaking it down as far as foreground, middle ground, background, and then I'm breaking down what colors I'm going to use in each of those areas and trying to differentiate those so that they pop more, and you can actually see the physicality of the structures. Because even when you're looking at the Grand Canyon and you're there, not even looking at a photograph, you're just like, where does it begin and end? Because it's just so fucking complex. I'm glad you liked it. Sorry that I disappointed you.
I'm just
for not doing it from memory.
I'm just fucking with you.
Okay.
I go, wow, that was amazing. Then I went, wait a minute, was it from memory? And I got completely ignored. So it's just like, okay.
Matt just schooled Jack so hard in the most polite way possible by just giving a fucking dissertation on fucking art form, and that was fucking awesome. Like, well, Jack, actually,
Well, I mean, there are artists out there that are like they have the certain things blown out in their brain where they could just see something and copy it completely.
yeah.
I am not that. that takes a.
I'm reading the private chat again. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to ignore you. I just was like,
I'm just teasing you. I just thought it was nice, and I said I knew you'd recently been there, so that's why I asked the question.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate Randy and anybody that clicks like on my videos. I appreciate it.
You didn't have to school me. I mean, put me down, but that's okay.
That one on TikTok actually went pretty quickly and I've been doing TikTok now for a year, and it's interesting because it used to, if I posted a video, it could take me a full day, a full 24 hours, and I would get to like, at best, maybe 500 views or 800 views. And then I was getting up to 900 and some views, and then it just stopped. It's like 900, and then like they turn off the faucet on me. Yeah. Well, then all of a sudden I've posted some recently, and I'll get to 900 and some views within an hour. I'm there. I'm like, boom, out of the gate. And then all of a sudden it just trickled down. That one, for whatever reason, out of the gate, 1,000+ views. And then it trickled down within an hour.
It's funny because I have a new channel, and I had one that did 2 million.
Wow.
And it was like just because people kept commenting on it.
Yeah.
Comedy. At first I was trying to keep up on them. Mm-hmm. And then after I said, fuck it. You guys are on your own.
Likes, comments, subscriptions, all that stuff helps. And for, those TikTokers that or Instagram people that a like.
And I didn't even show my big boobs. So it was like I was pretty happy. I was happy it did what it did.
But you're clearly using this image behind you as a AI filter, I think.
Well.
That could be. I don't know. It was the next thing up. So
okay, the next thing up.
That's what she said. But
well, it's like getting a base hit. I think if you get to 1 million views, you're like, oh, I'm on base. See, I'm still up there swinging. It's like I'm happy if I get 1,000 views or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
well, my other channel, if I do the sports one, if I get 1,000, I'm happy.
when I get on there, I try to like go through and just hit all likes on all of your stuff, just as a
Well, because the sports
a
one,
nice
I do like 2 or 3 a day usually.
the girl that gets that ball. There was one.
Oh yeah, that was pretty.
That piqued Nick's ear. He's like, I might have to get TikTok.
Well, I'm not sure.
Speaking
Oh
Chinese.
no, yeah.
She dived. I mean, these 2 guys are looking for a foul ball,
Yeah.
and she just runs and dives into this row and grabs the ball. It's like,
Oh.
holy fuck, she really wanted that ball.
Mm.
And that's the story. I'm sticking to it.
Just the way
Yes.
the cookie crumbles.
That's the way it was.
What it is, what it was,
Was it is.
shall be.
All right, Deez nuts.
I'm curious about like I haven't yet, and I probably never will post anything on TikTok. I'm a lurker. I view. I watch.
That's most
and
people.
I kind of
Yeah.
you know. But I'm like also fascinated by the whole like viewership aspect of it. I think it's really cool. Like I remember back 15 years ago, I did a blog. Remember fucking blogs?
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't exist anymore, right? For good reason.
No,
There's
Grandpa,
so
I
many
don't remember blogs.
There's so many
Sorry.
much better mediums out there for us to kind of communicate and share stuff to. But I had a blog that was actually kind of fun to, and I just took posts of shit that I found, and I wrote like a little blurb next to it and posted it on WordPress. And I remember I would get like when I would get like 1,000 views on something, I would be like, "Wow, this is fucking cool, man!"
Yeah.
Like, and there was like, but there was nothing I could do with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
the demographics and the metrics weren't there. Like, I think
That's
the
how I
majority
feel
of
about
like,
me. No, I mean, like, I have something at the end of the day that I make, but I do feel that it's kind of like a blog post in that way, where it's just like I'm
Right.
doing this and I have a mission in my mind. And when I get to 100 frames, I might stop, I might change, I might pause it. I don't know, but my goal has been to get to 100 frames on this series that I'm working on. But sorry, not to interrupt, but that idea of the blog, it does feel like kind of like a personal, like,
sure.
you know, and you do get a little charge. You're like, oh, someone's out there listening.
Yeah.
To this.
Right, yeah.
Well, now they call it vlogging, right? Where video blogging.
Video blog, yeah.
Yeah.
It basically was just
But
an
I-
online journal. That's all it was.
Right. But are you interested or curious even about monetizing it? Like, is that something you like have your finger on the pulse of, or is it just something you just do for fun on the side?
On what? Mine?
Matt, specifically,
Oh,
like Matt on this.
What
Or
I'd
Jack
like to-
either. Yeah, Jack, you too. Like, I mean, like, I just think that, like, you have a post that's got, like Jack, you said, 1 million or 2 million views, right? That's fucking bananas, right? Or even like 1,000 views in the span of an hour. Like my business acumen part of my brain just like starts to click on, being like, okay, well, how do you fucking take advantage of that? Like, well, how do you like use that to like generate something, whether that be like, hype for part 2 or like, going in and I know Jack has suggested for you in the past to do like the lives, right? Where people can actually physically gift you shit, right? Or perhaps even start selling some of your stuff. I think I just feel like there's just lost potential there if you don't tap into that potential large audience.
Yeah. I had also given myself a year. So, it's been a year since I kind of made some big changes in my life. And so,
Right.
one of those things, or one of the aspects of was I had told myself I would wait a year to work on the website. And so over the summer and kind of really starting in the spring, I started working on the website. So I have a website up, orca-arts.com right now.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it. There's still stuff that I need to add. There's still stuff that I need to fix. I still need to test shipping. And I have to have certain pages up, but it's up and going, and I have the frames on there. And so ultimately I'm looking at a way or an outlet for all my artwork, and not just my artwork, but my daughter makes a lot of art.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Everything from sewing to things that she makes physically. So it's something I'm doing with
I
her.
still think my idea
so
that came up, I don't know if you remember it or not. I want you to implement my idea.
The QR code.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the
badass, right?
Yeah, no, I like that.
That's
idea.
just another way to generate views. You think about it, right? So
Mhm.
you sell a piece of art to somebody every time someone scans it, or if you do prints, right? Because you don't have to do just one piece, you can do prints, and you put the QR code on the back of it or the front of it, for that matter. And then every time that they show that art piece to somebody, they scan it, and boom, there's your video of you drawing it. I think that's fucking I've never heard of that being done, but yeah, I was just like putting one medium together with the other with the work that you want on TikTok. I love the fucking awesome.
I love the
and I want 5%.
Well, I know if you did the live, and I've said this before, that you would get more.
I need 1,000. I think I need 1,000 subscribers. So
to go live.
Yeah, you have to meet a certain threshold to do the live thing.
Okay, because I know it's 10,000 to monetize. You have to have 10,000 followers, and then you're paid.
Maybe it's 10,000 to get the live, but the live.
No. The live must be only 1,000 because I see people all the time with and they get more followers because they're live.
Yeah,
and your niche would be the art is something that people would be drawn into to watch.
Nice
fun. I wasn't even planning that, but because we've all, anyone who's been on TikTok, we get drawn into some of those things, and I watch these poker ones. They're just throwing cards over, and I'll go, I've been watching this for 30 fucking minutes.
I watch this fucking asshole who sets up like ceramic tiles across his living room and like obstacles and shit, and he drops a ping pong ball at the top and a bing bong,
I've seen those.
And it ends up in a cup at the bottom. I was high as balls on a fucking giraffe the other night watching that thing, and all of a sudden I've been watching this asshole throw a fucking ping pong ball for an hour. And you're creating art, dude. Like there's a difference there. There's a whole world of people that would appreciate the fuck out of that. So I want you to make money.
They'd watch you from start. I mean, I don't know how long it takes you to draw something.
I mean, it just depends, but I mean, I do have like a daily session, or I try to make it a daily thing. I can't always do it every day. Just life happens or what have you.
No,
but to your point though, my goal was to always
breast implants would help too. Just
I was always trying to keep it so that basically I was trying to monetize or utilize the time that I would already be creating. Right. So I'm already going to be creating, and I already wanted to create work. I might as well record that and use that recording as an outlet for something else. It's kind of like I'm producing two things at once. I'm producing the physical thing, and I'm producing like this media component, and then playing with that media component to drive business. So
I will buy a piece of your art as soon as it goes live.
For $2.
Well, well.
Oh wait, no, not you, Siri. Stop. Sorry.
We heard you wanted to buy something, Chris.
I need to see how the shipping works. So if you want to be a guinea pig and the shipping's really crazy, then let me know, because that's something that I haven't.
I do believe I saw a TikTok of an individual who was packing for their store, and it was. And here's another fucking thing, dude. People get crazy amounts of views and likes for them recording them packaging their fucking things they sell. It's wild to me. Like, I watched a 30-minute video the other day of a dude packaging orders from his TikTok shop, and he was making money while he was packing orders.
People are
this
weird.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's weird. I was one of them.
Your niche is something that a lot of people don't have the talent to do.
Right.
That's why they'd be fat. I mean, like you said,
it's
the ping pong ball. Anyone can put up the ping pong thing and boom.
That takes some.
But my point is, I was watching this guy who was selling comic books, and he actually had this packaging system to ship his comic books in. And I wonder if it would be a similar, it'd be similarly, beneficial for you. I'll find it. I'm gonna see where it is.
Okay. Yeah.
I was watching something today on TikTok where they were showing what they do. Hotels have all that. They have like so much soap that they just throw out. So now
I'm curious about this. Like,
they ship it to a company, and this company cleans it, bleaches it, and makes new bars of soap.
Okay,
from the used soap.
from the used soap. But they
I
clean it.
would hope so.
They scrape the hair. They get all the hair
Sure,
off it.
It's fucking
And
disgusting.
They embed one. They jam one in there. That
It's
just comes out
like-
of nowhere.
Well, it's still. I mean,
It's
I
more
would
sand because it's bleached, right? You said,
Yeah.
and
It's
they
bleached.
clean-
It's scraped. It's. You have to see
wonder
the
I'm
video.
so
It's-
pale.
it's pretty fascinating. So
And I wondered
Been in
that
a
while I
hotel
was
for
traveling.
7 months. No wonder I'm so pale. Just
Yeah.
wash myself with bleach. You know,
you got the Quinta Beach.
the quinta.
Looking at the beach.
But yeah, like I did actually one of the things that does drive me nuts. You would think that housekeeping would know at this point that I'm in the room all the time. My shit's there; it just never leaves. But they do. They come in and they take the soap bar out of the tray every day and give me another new bar of soap. I was like, just leave it. I'll use it. I think it's just wasteful. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
We'll leave a note there. Say don't fucking touch it.
No tuck.
Leave the
So
soap.
that's
I thought I just
one
put a pile
tuck.
of hair on top of it. Or something. Yeah, no tuck. Yeah.
What do you want Loopy to do? What do you want Loopy to do?
I don't know. Tuck, don't tuck. I don't
Tuck,
care.
I don't
Wait. No, I don't want it tucked.
Yeah, I don't like it tucked either. To be honest with you, I got to have the freedom.
As
freedom
soon
to
as I
move.
go, I push all of that out.
Yeah.
So I don't.
So why don't we bother making
Weird.
the bed? Why make the bed?
Sounded
Oh, the sheets. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It went in a weird direction. I was like, "What are
I
they
was like,
talking
what the
about?"
fuck?
One tuck, one no tuck. We're
It's
doing
episode
second
of
weird.
Seinfeld.
We're doing Seinfeld here.
Seinfeld.
Catch-
When they're when they went to L.A. when he
okay.
he
He
was
does
on
the pitch.
when he was on the Leno show, Tonight Show.
And Jerry's on the phone and he's talking and you know.
What's the deal with these sheets in the hotels?
And Jerry's like going, "Okay, do you want it tucked? Do you want it not tucked? What do you want Loopy to do? I don't get tucked."
Well, it's George.
Tuck.
George is the
George
the
is
thing
George is
that-
going.
He's all about the tucking and the not tucking,
Yeah.
and Jerry's on the phone. He's like, I don't care. And then he's like, wait. No, I just have it tucked or something
Yeah.
like that.
So then
And
she ended up tucking both because George
and then
didn't want
George
it
is
tucked.
pissed. So
Speaking of Seinfeld, I saw a video the other day, which I didn't know this. The guy who wrote all the Seinfeld music, when they commissioned him to write, the theme or the baseline stuff, he didn't know he had just put on some of Jerry Seinfeld's stand-up routines, and just hearing how he talks of that, and now, like how he kind of goes up and down with his tones, like that's what he based it on. I was like, oh, I just, I switched my keyboard to the bass, and so and he had it playing and showed like how
That's
he did it.
crazy.
And it's like, and so like if you watch the way, and it is, it matches tonally with the way he talks. I was like, that's cool.
interesting.
That would be a good TikTok video.
yeah. That's all. There you go. You just
It-
do
it-
that one thing,
that-
put a couple photos in there, and then boom, you're good. Roll it, print it.
You want to go at least you have to go 1 minute and 1 second. That's because to get monetized more, it has to be 1 minute and 1 second.
Are you? What the hell?
I just was watching these videos on monetization that I just like go, the experts who say,
I'm more.
Up.
I get more tripped up because I want to look for the perfect song to go with the art, and that could be that. And sometimes on TikTok they don't have it.
you could just have
Sometimes
Nick.
on
You could just have
Instagram,
Nick
they
sing it.
Yeah.
Right.
The
He wants to gain followers.
The
okay?
song-
Oh, okay.
The song "Hard Sun" by Eddie
Oh
Vedder.
yeah, Eddie Vedder. That's
It's
a
a really good one.
Yeah.
I have I was making the art and I was thinking about that song and the lyrics and just like this whole, and I was like, fuck, of course Eddie Vedder's like got this shit on lockdown. You
Of
can't.
course.
And forget about using any Jimi Hendrix shit.
Oh yeah.
So
His
yeah,
dad.
that's all.
Well, I'm not sure if his dad's still alive or not, but his dad was a greedy.
That
fucking
stuff's
asshole.
not. It's, yeah.
It's
Anyway,
like
that's an aside.
like Stephen Stills, for example, of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and Buffalo Springfield and all that. Like when Buffalo Springfield broke up, he basically stalked Jimi Hendrix for like a year because he didn't really play lead very well guitar, and so Jimmy was helping him learn how to play lead guitar. And Stephen has said for years that there is tons of material of just him and Jimmy jamming and like it would be really good to hear. And he's wanted to release it, but his Jimi Hendrix estate will never allow it because like they demand like so much money because it's like, oh, you're just trying to capitalize off of Jimi Hendrix, and so we want all the money, and like so like any artist would be like, well, fuck you then. I'm not, It's interesting.
Yeah.
I did want to comment on read Sherry's comment. Did you ever think about the fact that you never see glasses on the maid's cart,
Oh.
which means the glasses are just rinsed out in the room and wiped You never get an actual clean glass.
Yeah.
I think you have to say that in the tone of Seinfeld. You know?
What's the deal with the fact
Did you
that
ever
there's no
think?
glasses?
Did you ever think about the? Yeah, like, but most
Yeah.
of the time now they're the little cheap plastic cups. Anyhow, like you rarely see a glass unless you're in a
Yeah.
nice.
Usually-
fancy-
Yeah, because
use
they
it-
don't want the glass to fall and get everywhere, and
Well,
on
it
the-
costs more too for the glass.
yeah.
But like I
So-
said, yeah, now they're disposable.
This art conversation reminds me of this. I remember because the Getting Lost documentary Instagram
yeah.
posted today.
Oh yeah.
About the art gallery stuff. And I remember I have this guy,
Oh, that is
This
Oh,
is
so
the,
cool.
the black whatever.
the Black Rock
Rock, yeah.
painting.
How to get in the middle of the island?
So
Is
they'll
it a
never find out.
hologram? It almost looks like it's like
No,
the way
no,
they,
it's just the
the-
glare.
yeah. I like that blue in that.
You got to use that museum glass, man, to prevent that glare happening.
Today is the first time I've ever come back. That was said by
Oh,
Richard Albert.
yeah, Albert, yeah.
Okay, that's one to grow on. And next week, I think next week we might have a special guest.
We won't have Chris though, right?
Richard Albert.
We won't
I
have Chris.
won't be here.
Yeah, Richard Alpert is coming on. But if you
Nice.
like Lost and you love Losty things, we're gonna have.
Yeah, tune in next week. Ralph will be joining the team. I won't be here. I'll be on vacation.
It's funny because you
How
were
many
kind of
vacations do you get?
orchestrating this. Like
Take
this
them.
is
I'm
the
using
most
all of my thing.
this is the most producery thing that you've done for the show, Chris. You were like orchestrating this in the background.
It's pretty easy.
What?
Then
It's
take
not a-
over.
It's not an insult. I
Kidding.
just was.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
You come up with the great backgrounds. Thumbnail.
That is a pretty great background.
Just
Just tell me. I
Oh,
was gonna
she's
say,
measuring her waist. I thought she was measuring.
Oh, I thought
something
she was
else,
measuring your
Jack.
microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Ralph, who is producing and directing with his friends a Lost documentary. Jack, were you on this documentary? Perhaps.
I might be.
And that's why no one will watch it.
That could be true. I mean, we talked for about an hour and a half, and I said, well, they'll probably use like a minute.
Yeah, like they're narrowed down to 1 minute, and
Yeah.
it's just Jay laughing, just and then it cuts away.
Well, the
They
intro.
They just
Well, we-
use a short clip of your Survivor audition tape.
It's just
There you
Zamboni.
Somehow that ends up on there.
But
No,
anyways,
it was-
so Ralph's gonna join us next week, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, you're the one
Talking
looking at him.
about it.
So, yeah.
Well,
I'm curious though with this documentary, like where he's getting funding from, because I can't imagine all these actors are being on it for free. You know,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, maybe
Well,
you can ask
the
him
guy
that.
the guy he's working with, he did what was the one he did documentary? Why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name too? Really nice guy.
Oh, yeah. There was a.
The guy he's working with. God damn it. Anyway, he did a documentary, and if I could remember it, you would go, "Oh, I've seen that."
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it was like he's associated with Netflix too.
Oh, okay.
I believe so. Yeah, they don't know which. Last I heard, they don't know where it's going to go on.
Yeah, what streaming platform? But
Streaming platform, but
I want to say that the documentary that we know he was involved with a Netflix.
Taylor Morden.
yes, that's it.
It's on IMDb.
Oh,
There you go. IMDb that shit.
So he did the last blockbuster.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yeah,
The
that's
last-
it. Thank
Boom.
you.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
There you go.
Up in Alaska.
No, no.
Isn't
No,
the
no,
last
it wasn't
blockbuster
Alaska.
in Alaska?
Montana or Oregon.
Same
I
thing.
want to say it's in
Bend.
Alaska. I
Bend,
thought it was-
Oregon. Boom.
Oh, I know where that is. Yeah,
Bend over,
it's right in the
Oregon.
middle of the state.
Where do you think you're gonna put that blockbuster?
Bend over and I'll show you.
Sherry thought we were finally going to say have Nick's mom on this show.
She'll never be on. Never.
What if she wore a mask?
They actually.
Tell her she can wear any mask she wants. We'll buy
Well,
it.
we'll see. The person in charge of getting guests on the show is Chris, so
Yeah.
he can get your mom on the show. You got to go with it.
They actually reached out to me like a year ago when we were looking for that mask. I was like, I don't fuck if I know where it is.
Who reached out to you?
My mom and dad.
Oh, your mom and dad.
Yeah, I think it was Dad actually. He was like, "Where's that? Where's the mask?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "It's in a
They
shoebox."
probably thought.
Jack,
I burned it.
You're on the IMDb, Jack.
I am.
Yeah, I'm literally looking at the IMDb page for the documentary. You're
Oh,
Oh,
you
the
gotta pull that up
documentary.
and share that with us.
Wow, you got a credit.
Yeah.
oh, Colleen, Joe, Natasha, Frey.
Oh, Natasha's
Jay,
on it.
Jack.
How did Natasha get on it?
Oh, if Natasha's on it, then it really doesn't mean that that's anything special.
I mean, I'm happy for her.
Wow,
Like,
you
know.
just
Well, I mean, I get it
gotta
because
bring
like,
it down.
who, me or them?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Oh, Jackson Gluffalo reminds us it's time for a commercial break.
oh, jeez.
Fuck.
Anyone can just call one these days.
This is bullshit. Okay, enough. Of this commercial.
Maybe Jackson Gluffalo can start booking the guest.
Maybe he can take over producing the show.
There you go. There you go.
You need
There
to
it is.
pass this on. You know, a whole new generation. It'll be RCAD Generation 2. You know,
Or 3. 'Cause technically, we would be Generation 2.
that's true. It would be the third one. Yeah.
So I'd be Generation 1.
You're 1, yeah, because
Yeah.
you started with you and Jay.
Yep.
And then
And really, Generation 2 started in Generation 1 at the very tail end of what was the Married Man show.
Mhm.
And then we became RCAD.
Oh,
so
I-
we're kind of
I-
we're kind
I
of
see.
Generation
I see
2
the
of
direction you're going here.
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
So
the lineage, you know, it's like it. It's
And,
like
you know,
Robotech. There's
I
like
remember
3
when-
different that come
when the
3
Married
different
Man
animation shows. Go ahead.
when the Married Man first came out, it wasn't as popular as it grew. People didn't like the language. People didn't like warm taffy.
It's an acquired taste. Yeah.
If you look at the early reviews of the podcast, it's like, oh, the Drunk Podcast, which I think was the first of its kind.
Still the drug product.
the rant cast.
The rant cast, but the Drunk Pod, no, the one we did in Vegas, where we
that one. Oh,
we,
yeah.
we literally went down and got shit faced, and then everybody came up. We had like 30 people in our room doing this podcast. I didn't even know who they were. Just people.
Chris, you playing with
I
your
remember that.
camera?
Yeah, I messed around with the settings. I turned on this center stage mode, which is like follows me around, which is kind of cool.
Huh.
Oh,
Do all Macs have that?
No, this is my phone.
Oh, that's on your
right.
phone.
He's been doing it on his phone.
Yeah, so this
Ah.
is the what do you call it? The continuity camera. So I just pop my phone up on a mount up atop my thing here, and it
Is that
acts as a
new?
webcam for me. It's been like this for since this operating system came out. So you all can do it with yours right now.
Huh.
Pretty
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. There's so much shit
So
that comes out. They don't even really
So
highlight
I have
or
the
tell
ability
you.
to use this. I could do studio light, which is kind of blacks everything out.
Nice.
Kind of off center.
And then, oh yeah, that's actually kind of cool how that works.
Hmm.
I can do
For
my
you
desk
that
view,
are
so I
just
can see-
listening to this,
That could be
the
a
most amazing
TikTok
thing.
channel.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
What Apple
Oh.
products do.
Yeah. What
Mhm.
are the new features within Apple?
Yeah, it is actually a pretty cool feature. I think that they came out with this with like in the idea of like having Microsoft Zoom and stuff with the working from home and everything. So it's been out for a while. Because web cameras on computers have just traditionally been just shit. You know what I mean? Whereas the camera on your phone is fucking
Way
awesome.
better now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's it. It's fun.
You wanted to do a versus.
You guys want to go ahead and get into that? Sure.
Yes, do it.
So
What
for
did I say? Next
I
pleasure.
The next Pleasure Ranch.
Yeah, I for those that don't join us live and what's read in the chat, Jack's IMDb has got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And next
Well,
stop,
He's getting
Pleasure Ranch.
The
Get
problem
it.
was that they went. The SAG went on strike, and now it's on hold.
Well, and
Yeah,
the writers
even
are
the
on it,
writers,
too,
yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I can't cross the picket line to
you-
get Pleasure Ranch out there for millions
should
of people
probably-
that want to see it.
You should probably edit that page though to put producer on there because you got to have a producer's credit too.
Yeah.
Oh, I can go in there and
Writer, producer.
I can go in there and put my own stuff in there, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe.
You
Is Chris?
you can
Wait, is Chris
adjust
doing that
your-
right now?
Just your height.
Just my.
Writer of Pleasure Ranch, unpublished.
because of strike. Actually, the sad thing is it's on my other computer.
Jack's a scab.
Trivia.
I would not cross a picket line, and I've never been part of a union, but I wouldn't cross.
What would be on Jack's trivia section of his IMDb? You know,
audition.
Not so
Survivor.
fun fact. Jack Latfelter is known for wanting to order pork chops while at a steakhouse.
Right. Dean Spanos' greatest fan.
Oh yeah, you do that too. What else?
Passionate Dodger fan.
all of these are like incorrect facts. You just want to put them on there as I got it. Gotcha.
Fuck you, Nick.
Well, internet, you know what to do. Help Jack out. Get on IMDb and fill in those trivia.
Can we do that right now?
Best friends with Tom Cruise.
Right? Yes.
We're buddies. We're buddies. Even though I don't belong to Scientology.
Stand in for Top Gun.
President of the Richard Grieco fan club.
Yes. Founder and president of.
Oh my God.
Contribute to this page. I can contribute to this page.
Nice. The little devils are spinning.
Oh
right, so-
my God. I'm fucking making
All
this
right,
shit up
so-
right now.
So as hard as it is for me to pick songs to go with my art, Nick, this is song related, right?
Right. So the verses. So for everyone out there who might be a newish listener or whatnot, we used to, for the longest time, do verses. So all four of us pick. First we have a subject, and we pick, our pick, and then we argue or show the value of our choice.
And the person that would win always picked the J pick.
Yeah, and then our fans on Facebook and our Facebook group get to vote on who has the best choice.
And half would complain.
Half would complain because they didn't pick what they would have picked. But we've probably been over a year since we've done a versus. But for this topic, what we chose was name a popular or hit song that comes on the radio or on a streaming service that you will automatically fast forward or skip because you've heard it so much that you don't like the song anymore, even though it's a great song.
Or was it a song that I thought it was a song that we used to like?
Well, that's what I mean. It's a hit. So yeah, you used to like it. Yeah, the
Used
same
to like
thing.
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
all right.
it could be
Or
any
just
song.
be what song would you just hit skip?
Yeah, you just hit skip. Yeah, but it's a song.
Anything Nick is singing.
That's just mean. Every week you say it's the best.
How about this? Potentially controversial. I would skip this song versus.
I don't know about controversial.
Mine's gonna be controversial.
Okay.
I'm not
I don't know. My wife, who never listened to Sinead O'Connor in her life, has been listening to Sinead O'Connor since she
Really?
passed away.
Fast.
Huh.
She's been that one song, "Nothing Is There," or whatever the song
Nothing
is.
compares to you.
Which is a
Nothing
Prince
compares.
song.
I
Written by
said,
Prince.
I didn't know. Well, she told me that. She goes, it was written by Prince. I go, I didn't know it till now.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't
just
know
funny,
that
like-
she was. I didn't know that she was singing it though about her mom, which is really powerful. So because her mom died.
Pink
So-
sings it too. So
So does Chris Cornell.
Oh, okay.
I think Chris Cornell's version is the best version.
Because I turned to her, I go, because she was listening to it. She's on TikTok and she's just doing it's Sinead O'Connor. And I go, did you ever listen to her? She goes, no.
Well, she only had like that one hit song, and then when she ripped up the picture of the Pope on SNL, it basically killed her career.
Yeah. But
Oddly though,
she may have been right.
Too.
Well, she was 100% right, but at that time you couldn't do that.
No.
I followed her music career beyond my girlfriend, high school sweetheart. She was a big fan of her work. So, and there's a couple albums that came out afterwards that I think are just as good. So, but
I was pissed because she copied my haircut. So,
well, it's interesting. You guys heard the comments that Morrissey had about Sinead O'Connor passing?
I mean, Morrissey's an asshole anyhow.
Yeah, but he's smart in this sense, right?
I didn't know what he said, but I'm saying, but he's always been an asshole.
Yeah, so he essentially was like, so here's his quote. Actually, I'll pull up his quote here. It says, there's a certain music industry hatred for singers who don't fit in. This I know only too well. He wrote, they're never praised until death. when finally they
Right.
can't answer back. The cruel playpen of fame gushes with praise for Sinead today. With the usual moronic labels of icon and legend, you praise her now only because it's too late. You hadn't the guts to support her when she was alive and when she was looking for you.
Well, that's smart.
He's not wrong.
Well, and she wasn't wrong about the Catholic Church.
No.
You're right.
I mean, and specifically, we're talking about the molestations and the cover-up with hiding the sexual abuse.
Well,
of
just
both
moving
boys
these
and
people
girls.
and just moving these guys from church to church to church.
Yeah.
It's like
and
okay.
hiding it and hiding it and hiding it.
Still the biggest business in the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that aside,
That's my verses.
Let's go.
We used to do like a roll the dice,
Right.
or we.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
'cause you-
Versus-
oh, wait.
Go first. Yeah.
Wait, you always had those cheating dice.
No,
Yeah,
no, I
yeah.
didn't. I did it on the website, and then we started having Chris do it because
It was-
didn't
it was-
trust me.
it
Oh,
was-
sorry, because he had it on his phone. That's right.
It was mattsdice.com, I think was the
No, it
website.
was not.
Jack, will you allow me to present on your screen? I've tried a couple times, but you haven't allowed me to do it. I don't know.
Present.
I probably haven't been paying attention. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's
Best
more,
producer
more
in the
the
world.
idea.
That's going to be under your trivia section. there.
Where are you at? No.
Just offered to
It's not showing up.
share my screen.
He's
Present?
presenting.
It says I'm sharing my screen right now.
Should be down below in the little thing where you
I
can just
got
click
4 things here.
Okay. Well, then I guess y'all just have to trust me that the dice website I'm going to is real.
Man,
Extra
this is
camera.
So shady as
Extra
fuck.
camera.
I trust you, Chris.
Dice roll.
Jack
Can't
won't
you-
when it goes
Can't you,
against him.
can't you put your phone so we can see it?
Nope. I'm currently using that so you can see me.
Yeah, we don't want to see you. We want to see the dice. Make sure you're not cheating.
Okay. So we are going to do a 6-sided die.
Can you use your phone on the?
Oh, I guess I could do that, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what I was saying.
No, that's not what he said.
That's what I was saying, though.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Six
Jack,
sided.
you're rolling first. This is to
All right.
determine highest number gets to go first.
Okay.
Jack's roll is not very high.
Fucking 2.
Matt, your
How
roll
can-
is
Oh, he'll get a 6.
a
Oh,
4.
See,
I'll
you
take it.
question
My
authority and you get a
roll
2.
is 3.
Oh, how convenient.
I get a 1.
And Nick?
guaranteed. Guaranteed. 3.
3.
Woohoo!
You and
So,
Nick
Matt-
always tie.
Matt. Oh, there's a roll off. So Matt,
Right. Matt goes
me or
first.
you? Yeah, ready. That's for me. That's I get a 1, and
Okay.
Nick gets a 4.
So I'm
So it's
second.
going to go Matt, Nick,
Chris, and then Jack.
me, Jack.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm
Wow, that was
I am
insulting.
not quite clear
Guess I
on
called you Jay.
one aspect of this versus, and that is how much I love this song, or if it's just a song that I
Oh,
like,
fuck.
but I'm just like, no, I can't listen to
Did you
it.
drop your phone?
Like,
Yeah, like it's just a song.
No.
What I meant was just, you just skip it. Like, you like the song,
yeah,
but like, no, I don't
You're
want to
like-
listen to it.
I don't want to listen to this.
Because maybe
okay.
maybe it's associated with a bad memory, or it's just it's overplayed so much you don't want to listen to it, or whatever.
Sure. Well, a lot of 80s songs come to mind, maybe because I was subjected to a lot of 80s music.
Is it a Morrissey song? Is it Smiths?
No, but that would be. No, it's got to be more popular than that, and it comes down to two different ones. I'm gonna have to go with and I'm gonna go more towards the personally. I like it. I have fond memories of this song, but if it comes on, I'm skipping it,
Mhm.
and that's "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, I could
So-
I could see that one. Yeah.
I have a runner-up, but I won't. I'll save that till.
Are you mad because they didn't want Reagan using it? Is that what?
No. We haven't gotten to the part. Do I talk about it or do I?
No, I was
what do
just
do
asking
now?
a question
Do
why you disliked it.
Why
I mean,
just
I don't know. Like, what do you guys? You want to go ahead and make your case for it, or you just want to like say our picks and then do it?
I'll just go ahead and make my
Yeah,
case
go
for
ahead
it. So
and make your case for it.
So the Reagan stuff aside, and the fact that it's got this like, woohoo, we're America, go America. Besides that, it's just been overplayed. It's just like you've heard it once, you've heard it 1,000 times. It's like there's nothing else left to squeeze from this lemon. And maybe at one point in time you could kind of feel that, like rough soul of the USA, man.
But
So
it's more
that song is not about that. That's what's funny is how many people think it's
Yeah, no,
pro USA
it's
song.
not.
I was going to say it's not a pro US.
I know the message is not.
Yeah.
I understand the message completely. But regardless, and I liked that album when it came out, dancing, in the dark and all of that stuff.
Yeah, like Dance in the Dark and Hungry Heart are probably my two favorite.
Yeah, well, in Small Town,
That's my Dancing in the Dark impression.
But kicking it to the curb, I'm gonna skip it. If it comes on, it's just like I'm never in the mood to feel this like, yeah, in the USA in the 80s. It's just, yeah, I understand the message is not there, but
So you don't like the "Proud to Be an American" song either, right?
no,
I'm
fuck
proud
that
to
song.
be an American.
Oh God, fucking.
I was at
Andrew.
least picking a song that I emotionally liked at one point in time and can no longer stand listening to. The Proud to Be an American. Sorry, people, I never liked that song.
My favorite.
I've got several runners.
Song.
I've got several runners.
I did see a "Proud to Be
because
American."
I could pick some shitty ass songs that I would skip, like Baby Shark. Fucking skipping that every time.
Baby Shark. You know how much money those people have made off Baby Shark?
Yeah. And then Chris loves that Caillou song. Yeah.
Fuck Caillou.
Shoot.
I might be changing my pick live in the show.
It has to be a hit song.
I made an audible.
Yeah.
I made an audible when I was thinking, well, so because there was a couple different songs. I'll save my runners up until we're all done picking our songs. So that's me.
Okay. My pick it's a good song. People like it, obviously, but it reminds me too much of my 12 and 13-year-old self of like when you're starting to really get into different kinds of music, and to me it was a cheesy song, and it still kind of is in a way, which is Steve Miller Band's "The Joker."
Okay.
I love that song. I still like it, but if I hear it, I will skip it every single time because that's what it is, Jack. It's because it's just the fact that you have that like all the stuff when you're a kid. It sounds like really cool, but then now I'm like, I really think this song
Show
is
you
cheesy.
good time.
Yeah, and then and the people that when I'm around now, when it comes on, they sing it. It's like and then I took it. It's just like okay, I'm done with this song. Yeah,
No, I get that.
yeah.
But you can always
All
call me Maurice.
Maurice.
So that was like it wasn't mine, but that was like the first concert experience for a lot of kids. I grew up with because of the local music amphitheater would have like he would play there every year, and that was like the first band a lot of people saw. And then they started seeing Dave. That turned into the Dave Matthews crowd. That turned, that's like that whole generation of concert goers, which I am a part of.
But you don't drive a BMW though.
No. So here is my original pick. I'm gonna stick with my original pick.
Okay.
I'm not gonna dump on it, but know that I want to.
Hold back.
And that's Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sweet Home. The movie or the song?
The song. That's
Okay.
the verses.
I figured you didn't like Reese
I feel like that song has it's very popular, right? It's
Mhm.
probably a lot of people in a lot of people's wheelhouses. But I just feel
Is
like
it the
that
Kid
song
Rock
is-
version?
Fuck Kid Rock.
He meshes Werewolves of London and
Yeah,
because they had the same time signature.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a great song. First of all, I don't.
Doesn't that say a great
So
song?
you turn it down instead of turning it up.
I turn it down and I skip it actually. I'll turn it up. I turn it down. Yeah, not a great song. And then the whole comparison versus like Watergate versus racism, just I don't really agree with. So
Oh,
and the whole
Well,
verse
the thing-
about when they talk about Watergate's interpreted, it can be interpreted in many different ways.
Well,
but
they-
it's interpreted as like they're saying, I don't care about Nixon and Watergate. You shouldn't care about our history of the South.
but there's also so
I
there's-
went into
basically
it.
there's
I shouldn't have done it.
basically they're saying that Watergate didn't bother them, but then also when they say in Birmingham they love the governor, boo hoo hoo, they don't like
Right.
they didn't like
Right.
George Wallace. So like I mean there's a bit of both arguments.
One person really didn't like George Wallace.
Because they thought about
one person's Neil Young is another man's Leonard Skinner. Am I right?
Yeah.
because they thought about making Home Sweet Alabama the state song, kind of like how Georgia My Mind is Georgia's state song, but
Or Rocky Mountain High is Colorado's.
I don't think is it. Could be.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's kind of like
they made Rocky Mountain.
Kind of like Country Roads is West Virginia, even though that song is written about
Sweet
Virginia,
Caroline
not
is
West Virginia.
North Carolina.
But,
And Matthew Tree says they're not even from Alabama.
nope, they're from Gainesville, Florida.
It's funny as hell.
Yeah.
I will say though, Freebird. I mean, as much as people, I mean, that's the other Skinner song you could probably. I'm sorry, you could probably think of like
It was great in Forrest Gump.
as like, but if you break down that song, it's actually fucking amazing. Like,
It's a great song.
That's the yin and yang for me with them. Is like that Freebird is actually musically almost a fucking like from another world.
Yeah.
But
My Skinner song that I will skip automatically is Ballad of Curtis Lowe. I will skip it every time because it's the song that like people who are not just a greatest hits people. It's like, oh, I know this song. It's not on. They will play it every time, and I'm like, fuck that song.
Yeah. But anyways, there's my pick. Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, am I next?
Yeah.
I'm last. When Mick first came up with this, right away, when Nick about a month ago, you asked, "Hey, could you?" When did something like that? You asked me
3 weeks ago, so like that. Yeah.
right away. It came to me because I always skip this song, and I used to love this song. In fact, I think I had the album, and every time it comes on now, I will skip it. Skip it good. Anyway, it's Pat Benatar's "Hit Me with Your Best Shot." I cannot listen to that song. I think I played it all the time. It was always on the radio. It was number one, I guess, that year on the radio, most played song. And yeah. And now she won't even sing
song.
Well, now she won't even sing the song.
Yeah.
Because "Hit Me with Your Best Shot." Yeah, she won't sing it in concert anymore.
There's lots of artists like that. Like I think Chris and I brought this up a while back with Cyndi Lauper. Like she hates singing the Goonies song, which is like, you don't have that many hits, Cyndi. Sing it. Come on.
Cyndi. But yeah, I don't know why, but I don't think I've listened to it since probably the late 80s.
Huh.
I don't know why. I go, oh, not this song again. Click. And again, I'm pretty sure I had the album.
I mean, there's lots of them like that. Yeah, you just kind of go through phases with songs, and then you get like it's like like when
I think the Bengals came along and pushed her away.
Yeah, but it's like if I don't hook up my phone to my truck, it just plays on a classic rock, and every single time Black Hole Sun will come on by Soundgarden, and I love that song, but it's like, fuck, if I hear Black Hole Sun one more time, I'm gonna punch through the fucking radio. Yeah.
Well, it's like every day, if you listen to the radio all day, you'll hear a Guns N' Roses song.
Oh, no doubt. Especially if you listen to classic rock, you're always going to hear Stairway to Heaven. You're going to hear Sweet Home Alabama. You're going to hear Layla. You're going to hear Hotel California. They just play the same shit on a loop.
And While My Guitar Gently Weeps might be a great song. If you've heard it on a classic rock station too many times, it's like skip. Like unless I'm getting like some Harrison Live version, some Bangladesh version of it. Like
the Bangladesh version is actually really good.
Yeah, like I'm not, but that is a song. If we're going Beatles songs that I'd skip, because we could do a whole round of like what Beatles songs, because it's like The Long and Winding Road. If I hear that, I'm like, pass. A Taste of Honey, pass.
I think there's only one Beatles song I would never skip, and that's "Happiness Is a Warm Gun." Because I like all the time changes that are in it, because it's basically like three little songs that are just joined together.
We are all agreeing way too fucking much for verses right now. Like we're supposed to be against each other.
I'm sure there'll be one person on the chat on the Facebook page that
My runners up.
You guys are still on Facebook? Sorry.
My runners up that I put in the chat here. Enter Sandman. Loved that song when it came out.
Oh yeah,
loved it. I mean, it hit. I was right at the right age for that. Like, Enter Sandman. Come on, like the T2 theme song.
Yeah.
Right, and that video. Fucking hey. But if I hear that song today, I'm like, pass.
Yeah.
Like
that's pretty much the entire Black album for me, though. Like I think because I wore it out so much that I won't even hardly listen to.
I was that
I
way
could
with
listen to The Unforgiven over and over again.
Well, Sad But True is the only song that if it comes on, I will listen to.
I've got tickets to go see him next year.
Oh, nice.
Actually, for a while, I wouldn't listen to anything from Foreigner.
I can see that.
I listen to it all the time. Then
because you're xenophobic.
It just didn't feel like the first time anymore. Yeah.
It did not.
Nice.
It was too cold. It was like ice. So anyway, I said, but now I'll listen to the songs.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'll listen. I don't. Their music doesn't bother me. But I went through like a 10-year stretch.
Well, it's like
Foreigner
yeah.
again.
They just came through here. They're on tour right now. They just came through here last weekend. I'm pissed I didn't go see them, but I saw them play like 6 years ago. And the guy they've got on for the lead to sing lead, I don't even know who. I'm not sure of his name, but he sounds really good. Like, and I'll be honest with you, like seeing Foreigner live today, it was a great show. Like they fucking rocked.
Nice. Yeah, you almost have to get unless you just want to see them. It's like, if you saw Page and Plant right now, or even a full blown kind of Led Zeppelin reunion, you can't hit those notes anymore, which is kind of sad. Like when I saw Guns N' Roses, it's kind of like,
right,
man, it actually sounds like shit.
What's funny mention that? So dude, Jason Bonham opened up for Foreigner, the show that I saw them.
Nice.
Yeah, the Led Zeppelin experience.
I saw a TikTok clip of Axl singing. And they were making the comparison to the grandpa from Family Guy.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. No, from was it Family? Yeah, you're right. It was Family Guy.
Yeah, it was Family Guy, the creepy old guy from.
It is
Family Guy.
sad when singers.
And I was just like,
but it happens.
Shit, I can't unhear that.
It's like I saw.
It's like Steve Perry from Journey. It's the reason why he doesn't sing anymore.
Yeah, you just can't.
Right.
He can't sing like he used to.
Yeah, I mean it's like the same as with David Lee Roth. Like so many of those guys, they're just.
Yeah, I saw David Lee Roth come out towards the end. People were actually starting to boo him because all he was doing was talking. Yeah. I found the stories. I found the stories interesting.
You're like, I'm a podcaster, guys. Hold on a second. Let's hear them out.
I'm on IDBM. Is that what it is?
Well, it's like I sent you guys, didn't I, that video a year and a half ago, so where they were. It was Motley Crue, and he was singing Dr. Feelgood, and you couldn't understand anything. It was just like it sounded like gotta have a chili dog in the shed. It was all just like and it was just sad because it was all warranted, like everything it was making fun of. But yeah, like Jack, like I know like one of your favorite records is Boston. Yeah. But it's one of those records that's so good that you wish, even though they did make 2 more records, you're like, it's never going to be that first record ever again.
Yeah, where every song is perfect.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
It's the long con.
Yeah, exactly. I just do it and don't. Yeah, sorry. For everyone out there, we give ourselves names in the live YouTube, and it's another reason why you should watch us live on YouTube so you can see little inside jokes.
Subscribe, and everything's cool.
That's fucking funny.
We just want your subscription.
But
is that so much to
my runner-up was "Get Lucky" by Daft Punk.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Huh.
I feel like that song was played on repeat for about 7 years between 2013.
I don't even know if I've ever heard of it.
It's funny because I know Daft Punk, but it's not.
It's with what's his name? Get Lucky.
Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell. Yeah.
I
Pharrell.
think
I don't know
that's
why
a
I like to say him. Pharrell.
I'm happy.
He's Pharrell.
I
Pharrell Williams.
John the Retired Guy. Anything by Michael Jackson, I skip now.
That's pretty much true. Anything off the bad record, I will automatically skip.
I skip it because what he did.
I will not skip Billie Jean. Other than that, I'll skip anything.
Okay, this is funny that you mentioned this, Nick,
yeah.
because I asked my wife this question before the show because I was just like, hey. What's a famous song that like you may have liked at one point, but you will always skip now?
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, Billie Jean.
Yeah.
Really?
She doesn't like the lyrics.
Oh.
Like it was one of those songs like when it was out, like she was like a little kid and she's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Ew. Like she just was like hard pass.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Billie Jean.
but I love the beat to Billie Jean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just so solid.
I like Beat It because it has Eddie Van Halen in it. So
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what's funny about the Thriller record is that people say it's like one of the greatest records of all time. I was like, but yeah, but really, there's only like 5. Granted, all 5 are classic songs, but name the other songs.
Well, I think what made the record was MTV.
Yeah, of course,
because his videos were just like
so good
little movies, and it's like Thriller. Who hasn't seen Thriller? Or
I like the before he really off the wall Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
That's still like it doesn't have as many of the hits.
No,
but it's kind of like a good one to just kind of put on and listen to. It's like there's my cat.
Yeah, he was a very talented guy. Just his off the field.
Well, I mean, Quincy Jones said that Michael Jackson gets a lot more credit than he deserved when it came to his songwriting ability. He said that Michael.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying his talent.
He was a talented guy.
That's what I'm not talking about.
But you see what he did to like. Paul
if you were comparing Michael Jackson to, let's say, Prince, right?
I think Prince is way better. Like
Prince artistically
as an artist,
crush him. Like
because Prince had his own. He did his own.
Yeah, he had his own.
I'm saying, but Michael Jackson on stage.
Michael Jackson was more of the Elvis of
and again his videos. I mean, you compare his videos to say Journey's videos.
But you also can't sleep on the Jackson 5 too. Like don't forget lyricist or not, like his ability to like
one bad apple will spoil the whole world.
His performance ability in ABC like alone, like that, like his range and how he interprets the music is fucking.
And he was only 7 or 8, maybe
it's
9.
Incredible. Like
he's dominating his older brothers.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's even crazy to me.
Even Tito.
Yeah. Well, like even look at Off the Wall. Like you forget how young he is, even when that record came out. Because in my mind, I always thought of him as an adult because he's older than me. But when I look back on like how young he was, I'm like, damn, he was just a kid. It's just like I've said many times on here, like when the Beatles broke up, George Harrison was 26 years old. You're like, holy shit, you got your whole life ahead of you.
Right.
What's he gonna do for work?
Yeah,
I know.
How's he gonna support himself?
He wasn't even prepared. He has
fucking Yoko. You cost me a job, man.
He's got no resume, no work experience really to speak.
What do you do? I'm in a band. Okay.
He's got that really long hair. He's got a pot record. Like, come on, the dude is gonna be pretty much just living off the street in San Francisco somewhere.
Yeah.
Fucking hippies. Get a job.
Free love, man. Free rent. That was all good.
So for everyone out there who's also never heard of Versus, usually we shit on the other guys' picks to try to boost ours.
Wow, we forgot all about that, didn't we?
It's hard to do that. We kind of agree.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, it is interesting to note, though, that I think Nick and our comes from a place of kind of like a time period almost. I think it's like that memory of listening to the song when you were younger, and maybe it being tainted or changed just by how you listen to it now. So
Nope, don't
look for the private chat for that answer.
Don't read it.
Anyway, what else were we going to?
It's on there quick.
What else were you going to say? I mean, do we want to shit on the other ones? I'm fine. I'm fine with not shitting
on each other.
So for everyone out there who's part of the Jay and Jack Facebook group, and if hopefully you listen to this podcast and not just voting blindly, even though many of you will vote blindly, you're selecting the song that you would most likely skip of the 4 that we picked.
That you like.
You would skip. Yeah.
And if you can't vote on Facebook, you can always send us an email at rcadcast
At Gmail.
Gmail.com.
You can send in your vote that way. We can add it to the tally live on the show as we do it. It's not that hard. We're
Because
not
we
gonna
get so many emails, but
so
we'll-
because so
Are you
many.
too young for Facebook?
Are you too young? Because we don't have a TikTok poll, and we don't
Because
have
it
a
is
Twitter.
kind of like Facebook is like the Florida of social media. It's like it's where you go to die. Like like it's just all old fucking people.
Once my mother-in-law.
do we have any
I was
listeners in
like,
Florida?
I mean, it's
it
19
did.
years
Hey,
old now. Isn't that great?
Florida, God's waiting room. I mean,
It's 19 years old, and the average medium age is 91.
Tell you how often I go on Facebook. I do happy birthday but I'm like sometimes 2 or 3 days behind. I have to go back and do the happy birthday because I just don't go on it.
Shit.
I'm amazed when I still every now and then will get a friend request on Facebook. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Maybe I'm amazed. At
I broke the stress ball.
yeah, a while ago. Yeah.
So did you
No.
get happy
Oh,
I
birthday?
broke the stress ball.
Oh shit! This is
Wow.
So it
Clay
didn't work
incident.
then. Yeah.
What was he? Okay, what was he doing with the stress ball?
Yeah. What was it?
It's down below.
Kinda
Check
off
the
screen.
picture,
Yeah,
people.
there,
I never saw any stress ball. Did you say a stress
I
ball?
didn't see a stress ball.
I saw him stressing out, but I
Thought he was
you know,
looking at that girl behind you, Jack.
Yeah, he was just like anyway.
Yeah, we can talk about Indiana Jones if you want. I would probably want to hear. No. Okay.
I wanted to.
I kind of wanted to hear Chris's opinion, but we can also wait
Okay.
for Ralph too, because
Okay.
Ralph probably have a good opinion on it as well.
I finished the sixth episode of The Bear.
Oh wait,
Oh,
wait.
okay.
Hold,
There you
hold
go.
on a sec.
Okay.
Before we get off the topic of the verses, whoever wins the verses should come up with the next verses idea.
Versus, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There
So
you
we'll do a little game
So-
of tag there.
Since
So
I'm the
whoever wins
producer, I
it.
don't have to worry about that. So
It's gonna be you,
Matt
you're
or
gonna win.
Nick. Let's...
I don't know. You never know.
Okay, that was all I was gonna say.
Anyway, the Bear episode, it's a long one, the sixth one. I don't want to spoil anyone who hasn't seen it.
The Christmas episode?
Which one is
Yes,
this one?
the Christmas
yeah.
one. Okay, now I had taken an edible just
Oh,
beforehand.
good God.
And so I'm like going, I didn't see the beginning where, they're showing how many days until blank, blank.
Yeah.
And I go, the fuck is this? I go, wait, because it has a lot of big names. I think Matt,
Oh, yeah.
Nick, you told me about that. And I was like going, what the fuck is going? So I go, all right, I need to go back and see the beginning. So I went, oh, I see. This is a flashback because how many,
Yeah.
weeks and stuff.
The show is so fucking great. I mean, I just.
So that,
I'll be honest with you. This episode finally got me going on this. I
season,
love
yeah.
I loved it's great television.
Yeah.
But what made the show so good the first season was the chaos.
Yeah.
And when you have the chaos of what's going on at this Christmas party
Yeah.
and all the different just all the side tracks and everyone's different personalities, I go, all right, this is what's your bread and butter. Now I understand why they're doing kind of separate episodes on every character.
Yeah.
Because all right, to make the show last, you're going to have to expand on what you do. But
Well,
this episode was like, all right, this one fun. And first, like I said, I was like, okay, I can't take it anymore. It's so believable. I'm ready to check out. Okay, it's so bad.
Give me the fork.
It's intense. It's,
Yeah.
yeah. Give me the fork. Give me the fork. Yeah, it's so intense. Like I had
I'm
to
seeing
pause that
zombies.
episode a few times because it was so intense. But yeah, like I think Jack, I 100% agree with you. Like the first few episodes of this season, it didn't warm to me the way season one did.
Right.
But then it's leading to a point to where
Right.
it all comes together, and then you're like, okay, this is a great season.
Yeah, they did it. I thought they
Well,
did a
it
nice
also
job with
it also gives the history of his, why he is the way he is, why they all are the
Yeah.
way they
all
are.
right, yeah.
And it's just like and one actress who was, that gives an outstanding performance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I was like, wow, because in her early years she was a good actress, but nothing like she is now. And I was just like,
She's
oh
incredible.
I said, oh my
Absolutely
God,
incredible.
this is just it's so moving and so believable. And that's I think that's why the episode was giving me, I was like, I can't do this anymore because it was so, the acting and the writing is so fucking
So
good in this episode.
Yeah, this episode and the next one, Jack, are to me the two best of this season. And,
Agreed.
And the next episode, it's completely different than the one you just watched.
Okay.
But
Completely
you'll
different
love
pace,
you'll
yeah.
love it though too. It's very good.
It's Cousins episode, right?
Yeah, Cousins. Yeah,
Because the actress I'm talking about, she should get the Emmy for guest
It'd be
star.
a pretty good year for her, getting an Oscar and then
Right.
getting an Emmy. Because I can't see. I mean, the Emmys this year are going to be pretty badass. Like, I mean,
We should
there's a
get
lot
him
of-
back into the conversation, but we should stop talking about he's not coming.
Okay, we're done.
Oh,
But
is he not
if you haven't seen The Bear, you got to watch
on
it
Hulu.
on Hulu.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
2 seasons out.
And Jay Steve Harvey shows out tonight.
What?
Jay was on Steve Harvey.
Oh yeah,
Really?
I remember.
That court case thing.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
It's on ABC tonight. So whatever his, I don't watch it, but
I may have been on.
What is it?
He's on Steve.
it's Steve Harvey's
court thing
court
that he does,
thing.
and Jay's
It's a-
on.
It's a
on
fake
an
case.
episode
Like
with-
Jay,
okay.
Jay knew a girl that was casting on there, so he went down to Atlanta and did this.
They asked
Steve
for
Harvey, the judge, or something. Or
Steve Harvey's the
okay,
judge,
it's one of those things.
and they had asked for Jay to have something toy related, and so it was like he and a friend of his like had concocted this whole thing about something about the wording of this action figure, and then his friend's wife was involved with it too somehow. So
Yeah,
but I think maybe when I was on the show that he does, Geek Dad Life, he may have showed
Cool.
Ralph and I an image or something from that. So it was kind of cool though. I was like, wow, that's so.
Matt Trees, who spoils everything, said this person, that actress I was talking about, won't be eligible because it's until next year's Emmys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thanks, Matt. I'm just giving you a hard time, Matt.
Well, there won't be an Emmys next year because the strike.
That's right.
Oh, we can talk about. Have we already talked about this? Maybe I no longer have to sit through another episode of the fucking television show Manifest.
No, we started to bring it. No, you were gone, but because Jack and I
right.
kind of briefly talked about it, but you weren't here, so I was like,
For
we should
fuck's
wait
sake,
for Chris.
man! Holy shit on a fucking stick! That show was so fucking terrible.
Terrible.
Like god awful. It was unbelievably bad. Like I can't even. I can't find a highlight.
It's over.
Especially, I can't believe they made 10 episodes stretch of that turd of the last 10 episodes.
Like,
That's what I feel like people say about our country.
I give you guys credit though for sticking with it. It's funny you're saying that because Saturday today is my granddaughter's 5th birthday, but she had her party on Saturday. So I'm talking to somebody I used to work with, 2 people I used to work with at the rink, and we're talking about different TV shows. They go, "Have you ever watched Manifest?" I kind of went, and before I could say anything else, she goes, "I hate that show, but yet I watch it every week."
Mhm.
But I hate it. It's the worst. Everything you guys say about it,
it's the worst. Yeah,
and she goes, but I couldn't stop watching it.
you can't.
it's a weird phenomenon. Like it was just such an awful television show, but there was just something that draws you back because you kind of get. I think that also happens when you kind of like binge a season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you start getting involved, like, and you're like, okay, for every lunch for this week, I've watched an episode of Manifest. It's kind of like my ritual. It's what I'm going to do. Like I'll watch it and I'll watch it. And you build probably like a false like warmth to these characters because you're just it's so involved in. That's what how you're spending your free time is watching like it over and over and over again. I think that that's part of it. Like I also wanted the story to be good. And like it had so many opportunities throughout the seasons where it could have taken a left turn when it took a right, and then for fuck's sake, why did they do it that way? Like the show could have been really, really good, but it's almost as if they went into the writing room and said, "Okay, how can we fuck this up this week? Like what are we going to do? What are they going to say? Can we possibly find the driest actors in the face of the planet to be in the leading roles of what should be like a crazy drama that everyone's gonna love and want to talk about at the water cooler tomorrow?
There's your next verses. There's your next verses.
Terrible.
What show sucks, but yet you can't stop watching it?
Okay, well, if you win,
you can
If I win, I'm just throwing it out there. As producer,
if I win, I know what I'm
always
going
got to
to
be
do.
thinking.
It's not that.
Everyone's like, this fucking live broadcast of Steve.
Can't believe I wasted 6 years of my life on this.
Yeah.
No.
But man, like it's
wasted
just
6 years on these friendships.
It's so fucking terrible. I will say though, like the end result of the show, you're like, oh, okay, I feel good that this is happening to this character. Like, you felt good they're like that individual storylines are kind of getting wrapped up. But for fuck's sake, the end was not worth the journey.
No, it was not. Totally not. I actually, I'd finished the last 10 episodes before Chris started it, I think, and I said, "There's 10 episodes." He's like, "Holy shit, there's 10 episodes!" Like, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I thought it was done after 5."
Yeah, and then I wrote to him. I said, "Chris, I was like, there is a one moment, and you'll know it when you get to it, that I laughed out loud of how bad this scene was, and how I can't imagine writing it and then been like, yeah, let's do that." and like he did. Like as soon as he watched it, he's like, "I'm assuming you're referring to this." And I was like, "Yep."
See, I've gotten to the point. It's my Dexter rule. If a show starts going south for me, I don't continue watching it. I'll keep fighting with it, but eventually I'll say no, because I did that with Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Like the last season and a half, I said, okay, we're just stretching this thing out, and it sucks. You killed off one of my favorite characters, and now I'm bored with it. It got boring, and they were longer episodes too.
Yeah. Well, it's like me when I finally got around to watching the Kevin Spacey show where he's the senator. House of Cards. Yeah. I was really late to that show, but I'd heard, it didn't end well. It wasn't a good show after a certain point, and I was like,
he's not at the final season.
Right, but
now you're yawning. We're all going down.
I didn't get to it, but I Googled it. I was like, when should you stop watching House of Cards? And the most people said after season 2. Of course, season 1 and 2 were so good. You're gonna say, okay, let's watch a little bit of season 3. And after I watched season 3, I was like, yeah, they're 100% right. Stop at the end of season 2, because it's no longer House of Cards anymore after season 2, because that's what makes it good, is that he's a senator who has aspirations. And at any point, it could all come tumbling down like a House of Cards. But once he becomes president, it becomes a president show. You're like, oh, it's not the same show anymore.
Plus it was, I watched it, and I think I didn't watch the one with the final season where Hillary gets in.
His wife, yeah.
Right. I mean, it's definitely Bill and Hillary. Based on them, they will never admit it, but it's. If you know enough about their characters.
Will Fry. Oh my God,
spoilers. Yeah.
So
anyway.
that actually would be a good versus. So if you win, Jack, I would suggest you put that up, because I could talk about many shows.
No, if I win, you're not here next week, so
that's
right.
We'll hold off on the verses till
what would Ralph pick? Yeah.
Till Chris is back. We'll hold off on the results.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's really sweet, guys.
Yeah. No problem.
All right.
If he comes back.
Well, now Kevin Spacey was found innocent, right?
Innocent, yeah.
So
just because he's found innocent doesn't mean he's not guilty.
I get that.
Right.
I get that, but I mean, I think he's guilty. I believe it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but he was found innocent. Should he be allowed to work again?
I mean, yeah, it just depends on if the producers and the studios find him as to be a safe investment, but sometimes it doesn't matter if they think you're a risk.
Yeah, they won't put you out there if you're a risk.
Dead. You're dead in that town.
I mean obviously, even before this, he came off as a total dick.
He is. That's what, yeah.
But he's
not. But
there's a lot of dicks in Hollywood. I mean, a lot of asshole people in Hollywood.
Sure.
I mean, look what's going on with that singer. What's that singer? She's
Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Dude.
Yeah, but that's
Lizzo,
like-
talk about fucking fall from grace.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said, wow, what the fuck happened there? I mean, I don't listen to her music, but she seems like a nice person and has a great fan following. And I went, should what?
But all the shit that
Holy
she's being
crap.
accused of is like, here's
It's
the
true.
problem. It's probably true, and it goes in the face of everything that her brand that she sold herself on.
Right.
About
Yes.
like no body shaming, about treating people with respect, and
Mhm.
about being strong and individual, like everything that she's being like.
Fat shaming her dancers and
It's
Making
fucking
bananas
bad.
out of people's
And, like,
asses.
A bunch more people came out today to talk
Uh-huh.
about it too, who are accusing her. An additional like 6 people.
Yeah,
Dude,
and there's
she's
going to
in
be
fucking- she's
there'll
in
be
Star
more.
Wars now.
she won't be in Star Wars again.
Do you think
remember,
that they'll remove that
No.
off of it? Disney
No.
might, dude.
But a lot of people like actors and any entertainers,
I wonder if they do that.
their persona, whatever you want to call it, is probably their handlers. Of what
Yeah.
they're telling. They're being told what to say. 'Cause you can't have that. You can't have that attitude and then be. I can't believe you can be that far. Yes, so I believe in rights, and then you're the exact opposite. So
Right.
I think a lot of it, is because people let's face it, most of them are phony. They're phony people. So
It's true.
Yeah, there's some guy, and I have no idea what he said. I just happened to see it on the Twitter or the X.
And then it's got to be true.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no,
Some guy.
but it's kind of like what Chris or Jack was just saying about publicists is that this guy said something controversial, and then he immediately said, "I did not say this. My publisher said this. I do not apologize." And it's like,
Okay.
damn.
Wow.
So it's just interesting. It's like, oh, all right, that's a bold move. Let's see how that works out for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of bold moves, I'm trying to steer the show.
Well, a couple things. So, I'm not sure if you guys watched them yet or not, but Only Murders in the Building is back.
I have not
okay.
watched it yet.
First 2 episodes. Yep. Pretty good. And then, so I'll skip that since none of you guys watched it. And then I did binge on Apple TV. I think it was Apple. The Crowded Room with Tom Holland.
Oh yeah.
That, if you have time, watch it, but it's nothing that you're going to come away going.
It's not
"Damn."
required reading.
Not required reading, yeah. To me, it was kind of, even though it's based on a true story, which I did not know, it kind of felt like that Edward Norton movie that he did back in the 90s, where,
Fight Club?
No, Primal Fear.
Okay.
Primal
I-
Fear, too.
yeah.
Wow.
But Primal Fear is way better.
Yeah.
But
Throwback.
it kind of was like that in a way.
Interesting.
Did Tom Holland get in trouble? Didn't he just do something, or am I thinking of someone else?
Well, no, he did this show and he's taking a break from acting because it's kind of been
Yeah.
taking its toll. And
Oh.
he shared that he is I don't know how many months, but he has gone sober because he started
that's what it was. That's
self-admittedly had an alcohol problem.
Yeah.
But I think he's getting his shit together, which is good.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I remember-
Talented young man.
I remember him saying that not like a year ago or 9 months ago, saying that he was going to take a break because I think him and Zendaya were thinking about having a kid.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I love them. I'm such a shipper for them.
How
I am
old
too.
are they?
They're both probably around
20s.
26, 27.
Really?
I was gonna say
I thought they're like 19 or 20.
No.
no, they're in their like mid 20s there. But I was about to say, like, to the point of George Harrison, like, at the end of the Beatles, it's like, well, Tom Holland's done 3 Spider-Man movies and oodles of other Marvel cameo appearances since
Mhm.
So, I mean, you're under the
And he's great on
magnifying-
Graham Norton too.
You're under the magnifying scope, the lens of the public 24/7 with that shit. Like, how have you even been able to live, a life that's, I don't know.
Normal?
I mean, it would take its toll, I would think,
Yeah.
especially if you're young like that.
But if
I
you
know-
don't know, you don't know anything else.
Me, I guess, and I think it depends on your ego and like that. But to me, especially if I'm making Marvel money, as soon as I have enough to live comfortably the rest of my life, you'd never see my ass again. I'd
No.
just be gone.
See you later.
Yeah. That's what I remember. I remember
27. Wow.
Unless you love doing what you're doing, but to me, I would think especially making movies, I would think would be boring.
I don't know. It depends
It's just sitting around that you have to.
Yeah.
You know.
I think if you enjoy being a character, you know.
Well, and if you're an extrovert, I mean, that's the thing with like it takes an extrovert to be able to go into that role on some level, but you have to have your introvert time.
Right.
You know,
You have to have
like it all.
To me, like I said, it's more of just sitting. Okay, I'm sitting here. Okay, the lighting. Let's get the lighting right. Let's go. I mean, I know what it's like to be a producer. That's tough. So
that's probably what would drive me the most nuts about being an actor is, you know, especially like someone like Karen Gillan, you know, who played Nebula. You know, like having to get there at like 3 a.m., you know, put on the bald cap, put all that makeup on it, and then you're not shooting until like 8 a.m. So you've been there for 5 hours before you even do your first scene, and then you're working all the way till 6 p.m. You know, like or whatever. That's what would drive me. That's just a long days of doing that.
That's how I feel about this fucking podcast.
And how that impacts your life outside, right? Like the I think I mentioned this before, so I apologize if I'm repeating a story, but she had posted like a video on some social media recently about how like life doesn't stop, right? So she's got like her own life outside offset, and she was having like therapy with her husband. They're going to like weekly like marriage therapy, and she shared like a video that they had to do it over Skype.
This is Karen.
Yeah, while she was dressed up as Nebula.
Oh wow!
And having like a Skype conversation with her fucking like marriage therapist.
Wow!
Right. So like just think like all that bullshit, and she's still working on her family. Like, but like think about the toll that could take, you know, on less strong individuals.
Well, that's why so many marriages fail in Hollywood. I mean, plus the egos. I mean, you're
just never there.
But
you're never there. The egos.
But bringing it back to the actor strike, though, I mean, some of these people, they've been in these movies, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they've sold over their identity in infinitum so that they can just plug their faces into some AI generated thing to make movies for the rest of their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't live through that to give them away her identity forever.
Right.
You know, and the same true is with Tom Holland. So, but anyway.
I think of kind of what Jack was just saying. I think of Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes as like a couple. Like usually, if you want to have a successful marriage, one of you has to give up your career, and that's what Eva Mendes did. You know, because she's like, you know, because it's not possible really for you to both be on location at different parts of the world or the country, making a film and having a family,
especially if you have kids.
And that's what she did. She basically said, okay, we're gonna have kids, and I'm just gonna retire, and Ryan's gonna work, and that's it. And when he won the Emmy for La La Land, he purposely thanked her. Like his entire speech was, this is yours too, because you gave up everything for me to do this. And
well, I know when Phoebe Cates married what's his name,
the end of the show.
Dave.
Dave.
No, not his name.
No, he played Dave.
Yeah.
Dave's not here. He left the show.
No.
Come on, Matt Treese.
Come on, Matt Treese. Jeez, finally want you. You're not popping up here.
I'm just setting up these transitions, and you're just not taking them.
Kevin.
I got spacey in my head.
The big chill.
Big chill, yes.
Yeah.
Kevin Kline. Thank you.
I was so close to Calvin.
Anyway, when they first got married, they said that they would flip every other year. He would work 1 year, she would work 1 year. Then she goes, I think she said she kind of got used to not working, wanted to raise her kids, and stopped acting. So
yeah, I mean, Gremlins 2 will do that to you.
Yeah, well,
yeah. I'm always surprised with certain celebrity marriages that have lasted. Like Sam. Both their name. Tombstone, Big Lebowski.
Sam Worthington. No, he's fucking.
No, that's not Sam
Worthington.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
Sam Elliott married to the woman from Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
God, I couldn't get Kevin Kline. How am I going to get this?
Yeah, I know. Right.
What's her name?
Catherine.
End of the show.
Catherine.
Zeta Jones.
Catherine 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but anyway, like just I'm saying, like they've been together forever. Just like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, like
Catherine Ross. Yes, Catherine Ross.
Colleen
Ross.
and Jay.
That does sound right. Yeah, Ross. Yeah, Matt,
I beat you, Matt Trees. Anyway, I think someone's hinting that we should wrap the show up.
Just trying to pull this puppy over.
Just keep going. No, Jack and I want to keep going.
We just want to keep going. But then someone said 11 o'clock. I go, I got to get him a few hours. So anyway.
This masturbation's not going to masturbate.
I know.
Yeah, by the way, I could hear you guys talking when I was getting that shit cleaned up. And if my jacket was like a neon orange, I think there would be an issue greater than the distress brawl.
You busted a ball.
You busted a ball. That's all we know.
Yeah.
You did put it on mute for a while. That's
I wasn't on. Was it? How's it going?
No, I don't know.
Busting a ball. That's the name of this episode.
Busting a ball. We got the title episode.
Busting a stress.
John, guy, keep
busting.
Keep going. It's only 8 here. But anyway,
stress nuts.
We'll be here with special guests next week.
Oh, Deez nuts! That's fucking awesome. And there we go. And scene.
Isn't that why you had nuts?
No, it was well before. That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I changed it.
What's the deal with these
I
peanuts?
put Deez as my name, and whenever you say Deez, it's Deez nuts. That's like
That's why I thought. That's why I thought you had it. Anyway, also Gosselin won for Golden
I'm sorry,
Globe,
I meant Golden
not
Globe.
an Emmy for. Man, Matt Treese is on
It's just
fire.
crazy.
Today.
Dude, he's the show historian. For sure.
Yeah,
He's
man.
better than our producer.
It's fucking awesome.
Now, who isn't better than our producer? See, that's not an insult because I don't want to do it.
I thank the patrons though.
I would too. I'd like to thank all of them.
I would too, but
Give
I
him a
didn't win
big
Mega
hug.
Millions. If I didn't make it millions, I wouldn't have showed up tonight. I said, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
I hope they send in an email with their vote for the
Versus this week.
Yes, because
rcadcast@gmail.com. Subscribe and follow us on YouTube.
thank you, Jackson.
It's under Ramblecast After Dark.
Yes, and do that. And this time we're going to thank our patrons. We thank all our patrons. We thank everyone who joined us in the chat. We thank everyone who likes listening to this show. But we're going to thank Tack. Wait, I'm sorry. Where did that come from? My God, that's been like 6 months.
Well, can't get
Muscle
that
memory.
money back. Great.
Anyway,
R.I.P. Tack.
Tack, thanks for doing what you did in the past. Loved it. It was great. Eckhart Rick, we'd like to thank Eckhart Richter, Gladfelter, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed, the creepy, poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do, and thanks for everyone who puts up with this crap. That's all we got. Hasta luego. Nice. God, you can't even shoot a rubber band. What the fuck? Can't jack off properly. Can't shoot a rubber band. That's it.
Use them together.
Thanks for joining us live. Have a
It's
great
been
show.
fun.
Have a great week.
God
See
bless.
y'all.
Born in the
Bye-bye.
USA.